Hey there, friends. Welcome to my latest Q video.
Oh, yeah, the Q prophet, David Hayes. Somebody asked me to keep digging on this guy, and what I think it's all about is...
In this day of false prophets, we are losing, with new false prophets coming online in droves, leading people away from God's written word to their spoken word. Gullible people falling for lies, falling for deception, looking for someone who will say what they want to hear. God is sending the person of your dreams. God has the same politics as you. God is giving you a new job. God is warning you of this. God is going to make you rich. There are false prophets in churches, in their homes, offices, backyards, even in their cars. The false prophets are after money, ad revenue, t-shirt sales, personal coaching, and your money. Sow a seed and send a donation. People think they are looking for God, but they are settling for ones warned of in the Bible. Do not settle. Read your Bible.
Join Sid for this edition of It's Supernatural.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Somebody asked me to do a deeper dive into this Q prophet, David Hayes, and praying medic, if you will. And the first thing that popped up when I loaded in was Sid Roth program with the praying medic. So we're going to go over that because he got over 400 dreams, instructions from God on how to heal people, and he put them into books and videos to sell to you. And then also his legal problems, and we got some other issues going on as well. You guessed it.
Hello, Sid Roth here. Welcome to my world. My guest was a paramedic in an ambulance. And one day, God speaks to him and says, I want you to pray for the sick in the ambulance.
Okay, so this video was uploaded over 9 years ago. So who knows when it was really done, but 9 years ago is when it was uploaded. Remember that.
And then all of a sudden, God started giving him dreams from heaven on how to pray for the sick. He gets something like 80% of the people healed now. Anyone interested in those results?
Yours for a donation of $45. Shipping and handling is included.
Okay, so moving right along, he's going to say that he got 400 dreams of where God was showing him how to heal people. And he worked on an ambulance, which is weird because I can't find that. And then he said he was working on an ambulance for a fire department, which I can't find that either. But he got all of this information downloaded into him.
I want to introduce to you for the first time Dave Hayes, otherwise known as the Praying Medic.
So she had a headache, and she had actually was buying some Tylenol and a bagel so she could take them to get rid of the headache. Well, I prayed for her, and her headache was gone. That was the first miracle.
What did you think when you, a man?
So what I teach people is just go out and command sickness to leave.
Command?
Command. I command sickness to leave. I command disease to leave. I command the shoulder to be healed. I command neck pain to leave. I command bones to be healed, ligaments healed, nerves healed. You don't have to know a lot of anatomy. He is raising up an army. There are thousands of people out there in America, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, who are learning to operate in the supernatural. They're learning about healing, learning about words of knowledge. They're learning the kingdom principles that they need to release healing. If we had 100,000 believers out there in the world who would just pray for people to be healed, we could probably close down some hospitals. We probably wouldn't need as much healthcare insurance.
This video's been up for over 9 years. He said he got all of this stuff to teach people from God, put them in books, put them in videos, charges for both, and talking about hospitals closing down and insurance rates going down. Has any of that happened in 9 years?
Is what you're learning and teaching transferable? Can people get the same or better results than you? You're getting some 80% healed now. Can people do the same, just the average person?
I think they can do better. I'm an average person. I didn't go to Bible college. I didn't go to seminary. I work as a paramedic. I work 48 hours a week. I'm an average person. I don't have any special anointing. I have a bunch of dreams, and I've prayed for a lot of people. But anyone can do this.
So all of this just boils down to he has had over 400 dreams directly from God on how to heal people. So he put that information into his training course, which he sells, and all of his books that he sells. And this was over 9 years ago that this was uploaded. So I don't see hospitals using these techniques or breaking out his books when they have somebody sick. I don't see colleges teaching it. I don't see people going around making documentaries on this guy and how he brought all this about. If this was from God, I believe there'd be more proof. I mean, it says right here, deliverance and raising the dead. All right, so over on his books page, we can see, wisdom for marriage made simple. We're going to get in some court cases that kind of shows you maybe shouldn't be writing about that. Anyway, we'll get down here. We got fiction work. The guy's writing about planets and interstellar teams. He's doing a short story. We got all the different emergency preparedness, emotional healing, power and authority made simple. Then he's got the Q stuff, interpreting dreams. There's his healing book, Q Chronicles again. Seeing in the spirit and hearing's God's voice. He also does a thing where he travels, so it's kind of like the culty type astral projection thing. Then he's got other fiction works and other healing stuff, traveling in the spirit where he's moving around and stuff. But we see he's just selling books, and we'll get a little more into that because it's great when you own a place that prints books. And if we take a look over here at his classes, he's got 2 of them listed here, and let's take a look. Well, you can go at your own pace because it's a video of a bunch of gobbledygook for $120. We go over to the other one, scroll down, you guessed it, $120. And this blew me away. I wasn't even going to check here, but something told me to take a look at it. Over at his MP3s, audio files. He's selling MP3s. Yeah, it's that bad. Then you got his Give, Send, Go and his donation pages. Now, I tracked this guy down in Arizona. It's got a nice little pool there. Okay, so I found this article, and it's the Magna people kind of splintering between the QAnon crowd and regular folk, but kind of gets into some IRS situations with his charity or church or whatever he's doing. So let's kind of take a look at that. Okay, in this section, they were going after the praying medic guy, information on the charity's tax status, saying that it was being fraudulent or at best skirting the IRS. It also says that he lives in Arizona, but he'd done this in Washington State. Doing some quick searches, that's one of the easier states to get away with stuff. And I think his ex-wife is from there. Now, this was all back in 2021, but they were saying that they could search the IRS websites and they couldn't find his name attached to this charity. And it's been fixed now because I've got some documents. This also addresses that the whole board of this charity lives at it was his address that he lived at before in one house in Arizona. The whole board lived in his house. And this part just goes into, it's kind of weird that you got all this spiritual stuff when the only thing you do is talk about Q on your podcast, which is your church. And there's another section talking about regarding gift acknowledgement with IRS regulations. And then they're saying that people gave the minimum gift of $250 expecting to be able to take it off on their taxes, but couldn't. And here they were talking about stuff being deleted. I don't know what dust up was happening, but it was saying back in 2021 that it was like in the neighborhood of 2.6 million. And I guess after this dust up, he removed the PayPal button from some of his Q stuff or whatever back then. And I said in my last video, I wasn't sure about him being a medic. Medic's a military term. If you're working as an EMT and stuff like that, it's got different terminology, but he's supposed to work 30 years as a medic, paramedic, but since 1993, he's lived in 32 different addresses in 6 different states. I just haven't seen that many addresses ever pop up before when I research stuff. And it seems weird that you're a medic, paramedic, EMT for 30 years in so many states. And his full name is David Joseph Hayes, who's actually 64. And he's married to Denise, who proudly puts it on her Twitter account that devoted wife of praying medic. I mention this because it will be important in a little bit. You click on her link and it takes you to her studio where she sells this stuff. Now, going through the listed work history stuff, I can't find a hospital, ambulance service, fire department. I can't find anything like that. But we got the Praying Medic Nonprofit Corporation, and those are the people listed there. And there's him and his wife. And it shows I cut it off. They're all at one address. Then we got the D. Hayes Media LLC, which has him and his wife listed there. And I'm guessing that's how you get all your books printed. In Kitty Press LLC. Both of them listed there. And on this one, we got a bankruptcy. We got David there, but there's a Penny Hayes back then. And now we got one for Denise, the artist. We got a judgment against her with Credit Human. Who's that? You guessed it, Credit. Here's one for the praying medic himself, and it's from Grimm Collections. Who's that? You guessed it. I guess it got so bad in 2024 that Credit Human whatever put a lien on them. There was also a couple of foreclosures. Now, if you're going by all the information that all of it's true, there's his name at a location that the files showed that he lived in this location at that time. We have a simple assault DV and a reckless endangerment DV. And in my circles, DV means domestic violence.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to my latest Q video.
So, can this information be wrong? Yeah, it can be wrong. It's all jiving with dates and times and places. But anyway, we got a guy that over 9 years ago was on Sid Ross saying that God downloaded into him how to heal people. He made books and videos to sell so other people can do it. How to raise the dead. And I haven't heard anybody, any news headlines of how all this worked for over 9 years. So the QAnon stuff, all that junk didn't happen. I don't believe he talked to God, and I don't believe he got all these dreams. And where's the church's outreach? I couldn't find any. So that's a video, folks. Thanks for stopping by. And everybody, have a great day.
Like prophecy is going out of the direction, like prophetic word said this, and what actually happened was this, and
I am the Esther. two complete